You drove 45 minutes. You mapped the spot 2 weeks ago. You could see the cove from the road, calm water, thick structure, the kind of place that looks like it holds fish. And then you saw it, a hand-painted piece of plywood nailed to a fence post. Private, no access. And you turned around. You went home without catching a thing. Here's the thing, that sign may have had absolutely zero legal authority to keep you off that water. I know an angler, a retired school teacher from Ohio, who had the exact same experience on a public reservoir. He saw the sign. He pulled out his phone. He checked the county parcel map. He cited the navigable waterway doctrine to the man who confronted him. He stayed. An hour later, he landed a 6-pound largemouth from the exact cove he was told he couldn't enter. That man was fishing behind the curtain, and today, that's exactly what you're going to learn to do. I'm going to show you the access loopholes, legal doctrines, and map. Intelligence tools that the lakefront property lobby genuinely does not want you to know. Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss a single video where we uncover the spots they don't want you to find. And stay to the very end because the final doctrine I'm covering has been used to legally open restricted shorelines in over a dozen states, and the landowners blocking those coves are furious. Let's get into it. Item number 1, the Federal Navigable Waterway Override. Let me start with the most powerful tool in your access arsenal. Under federal law, any waterway that has been used or is susceptible to being used as a highway for commerce is classified as a navigable water of the United States. On navigable water, the public holds a federal easement to fish and navigate. Full stop. It does not matter who owns the bed. It does not matter who owns the banks. It does not matter if someone printed a sign at 11 o'clock at night. If that water is legally navigable, they cannot stop you from being on it. Translation, that private sign zip tied to a post at the edge of a navigable waterway is not a legal notice. It's theater. And you've been walking away from perfectly legal fishing because of a prop. Here's where it gets sharper. Navigability is permanent. If a waterway was used for commerce at any point in its history, it remains navigable under the law today. That quiet-looking backwater cove, if flatboats moved goods through it in 1850, it's still legally navigable in 2026. Snorts. That's how deep these rights go. And they still hold. Item number 2, the Public Trust Doctrine, Colonial Ordinance of 1647. The Public Trust Doctrine protecting your right to fish public waters is not a modern invention. It traces back to the Colonial Ordinance of 1647, a Massachusetts Bay law recognizing the public's fundamental right to access water for fishing, fowling, and navigation. That principle has survived 379 years of legal challenge. It is baked into the common law of dozens of states. What this means practically, the state holds navigable and public waters in trust for all citizens. The government is a fiduciary. It cannot hand your water rights over to a private lakefront association. Translation, the moment a private owner puts up a sign blocking your access to public trust water, they are not enforcing a law. They are breaching one. Item number 3, the high water mark rule. California courts have affirmed this repeatedly, and it applies in variations across more than 30 other states. In navigable waterways, the public has the legal right to recreate, which includes fishing, at any point below the high water mark. You don't need the landowner's permission. You need a kayak, a john boat, or waders, and you need to stay below that high water line. I bet you didn't know that California courts have explicitly declared the waterways of that state a vital recreational resource with access rights protected by law. And yet lakefront associations spend thousands of dollars on fencing and legal intimidation to make you believe you have no right to be in that water. They don't want you on that water. That's the whole game. The sign is the tool. Your uncertainty is the mechanism, and you've been handing it to them for free. And if you're finding this breakdown useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Item number 4, the Great Pond Law, 10 acres and up. Here's a specific legal key for Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire anglers. Under the Great Pond Law, codified in case law and state statutes, the state owns the land beneath any pond over 10 acres in surface area. The public retains an access easement over unimproved private shoreline for fishing, hunting, and cutting ice. Translation, if you're in one of those 3 states and the pond exceeds 10 acres with unimproved shoreline, no dock, no developed structure, you hold a legally recognized easement. A no trespassing sign posted on an unimproved bank of a 14-acre pond in New Hampshire may have no legal standing whatsoever. Item number 5, the private marina blockade. Not every access battle goes to the angler. The Congressional Sportsmen's Foundation has documented a growing national pattern. Marina owners on Public Army Corps of Engineers lakes and rivers have been denying anglers access to the public water surrounding their facilities. These are federal reservoirs built with public money, and marina lease holders are claiming private jurisdiction over adjacent public water. In 2006, a Louisiana court ruling went even further, denying that fishing from a boat constitutes a legitimate use of public navigable water. That ruling was treated as a potential national precedent. The industry lobby said nothing. The lakefront lobby said nothing. Both benefit from you not knowing where you can legally fish. Laughs. Fishing behind the curtain in its purest, most cynical form. Translation, they didn't put up a sign. They went to court, and in some states they won. This is organized systemic access denial. One marina lease and one intimidated angler at a time. If this is already blowing your mind, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Item number 6, the county parcel map. Intelligence method. Here is the access auditor method, and it takes about 8 minutes. Every county in the United States maintains a publicly accessible parcel map, a digital record of exact legal property boundaries. Most are available free through your county assessor's website or the USGS National Map Viewer. You pull up the water body, you check the parcel boundaries, you find the gap, because here is what posted signs never show you: the space between the recorded parcel line and the actual waterway edge. In many cases, the legal parcel stops at the high water mark. The cove, the inlet, the backwater beyond it is not that landowner's property. It never was. You've been respecting a fence that has no legal claim on the other side. That school teacher from Ohio found a 40-yard stretch of public access between two private parcels, a gap that had been informally blocked by a fence for 11 years. He fished it legally all season. Item number 7, what to say when confronted on the water. The final tool isn't a map, it's a sentence. When you know you are legally on public navigable water and someone confronts you, say this calmly: I am on a navigable waterway protected by public easement. I have my fishing license and I'm happy to provide my name and license number. If you believe I am trespassing, please contact the relevant state agency. They can verify the access status of this waterway. You are not hostile, you are citing the doctrine 9 times out of 10, the confrontation ends right there because the person across from you is betting that you don't know the law. The moment you do, everything shifts. This is what fishing behind the curtain looks like, not sneaking, knowing. The pattern across every item in this list is identical. Someone wants to keep you off productive public water, and the mechanism is always the same: a sign, a fence, an intimidating look, or a court filing. All designed to exploit the gap between what is legal and what most anglers believe is legal. Your action plan: pull your county parcel map before every new trip and verify the waterway boundary. Know your state's navigability standard. Most fish and wildlife agencies publish this at no cost. Carry your fishing license and know your right to cite the navigable waterway doctrine on the water. Document everything. Photograph the sign, record the GPS coordinates, and report access denials to your state's Fish and Wildlife Enforcement Division. They have been counting on your uncertainty. Stop giving it to them. Let me know in the comments which forbidden spot on this list surprised you the most. And if you want to see more of the side of the access game they don't want you to know, subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.